Welcome everybody. Welcome to this pop up little video. I was gonna do some work and decided to come in here and play with y'all for a little bit. Let me fix this camera right quick. It seems to be a little off kilter. This way? No. Sorry about this, guys. I should have done this before I went off, but it is what it is. It seems like it's going to be a little off. Sorry about that. But what I'm going to be doing today, you're probably going, what are you talking about, Michelle? What is a fabric angel? Okay, I'm going to give you the rundown on these little babies. It's a 12.5 inch piece of fabric. Here we go. And I have serged all around it. I'm going to go now and I'm going to cut these little serger tags, is what I call them. But those ain't going to work. Cut them off. Get these all cut off to where they're not in our way. Now on each one of this fabric, before I even serged it, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me bring it up to the camera. I put Jesus loves you on there, just the Jesus and a heart and you. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this. Let me see if I can do it backwards. Okay, Jesus loves you is right here, so y'all can see that. I'm going to pull this corner and I'm going to knot it. Whoops, let me do this in screen. And then I'm going to take the other corner, making sure that it's laying down correctly. See, I almost took the wrong corner. Make sure it's laying down correctly. Jesus loves you, facing that way. Take your other corner. Do the same thing. So there we go. That's the very beginning. They get serged, the fabric is measured out and cut, and they get serged. And there we go. So that's how you start off. These are your hands right here. These are your hands. Let me get rid of this keyboard right quick that I put over here in the way. Let me grab me some fiber film because we're going to need that. I'm going to show you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make one of these, and then I'll just, if somebody comes on the chat with me, that'd be great because I can just do these as we chat. So we got this far. There's our hands here. What we do for our head is we pull some fiber film and weld it up. Then you see the pocket right here? Let me put it like that. There we go. Here's our hands. Now we had our hands like this. Had our hands like this. And then you can go under and you can see there's that pocket there. That's where we're going to put the fiber film. You're going to want to put it in your hand, smush it in there, and then you're going to pull from the back. You can go just like this. Just like that. So your hands and the back of that fabric where it's all crunched up is behind it for right now. Then I take a piece of string. All I do is wrap it around my hand and then cut it. So that gives me it gives me a lot more than I need, but it gives me enough to pull on. So I'm going to pull this very tight. You want it as tight as you can get it. There okay, so that's how it looks. It's upside down. You get your strings over here on the back. Make sure your strings on the back where you tie them off at. And you put your hands like this and you whirl them over. And then there's your hands and your head right there. Let me get this down. There's your hands and your head right here. And then what I do after this is going to be in the second video. Hi, Doretha. Hello. I will be going over what I just did, Doretha, again when I'm doing it. I'm making fabric angels. So this is the head and the hands. We've already got Jesus loves you on here. Now the next thing I would do is I would take these, and I have a little stand that I put them on, and I will put them in that stand, and I will put faces, a little, little eyes and a little mouth on it, and then I make a circle in gold with a halo. So that's how I make my fabric angels, and then I cinch them up with some yarn and put a little tag on them. And that's how I make my angels. There is no wings on my angels because I never could figure out. There's probably a way of doing it, but to make them what I want them to look at is going to be it's kind of hard. Hi, Angela. How you doing, girl? So I'm going to be doing these. I will show you again how I do it. It goes pretty quickly. The most time you're taking for me is the time that you're cutting the fabric and you're serging it. And then once you get going and making them just to this point, then it goes pretty quickly. But I have a lot over here. Let me put this in the bag as I get done. As I get them to this point where this one is right now, I'm going to put them in a bag, and then that way I know that they have gotten to that point where I can put their halos and faces on. So let's do another. These have already been done. They're all on white. They're all on white fabric. What I do with white fabric is I get my trusty stencils out and I put things on them, because white fabric you don't want something looking like a ghost. So I put a little stencil on them, and I've already tied these. Now I have a whole pile over here of ones I have not tied their hands, but these are already tied down. Give me some polyfill, ball it up, put it up here, put it in my hand. Sorry about that. I had to fix this camera. Maybe that's better. Polyfill. Stuff it in there in that pocket. Make sure your hands are on the back here, or at least as even as you can get them. I can tell this one's a little off, so I'm going to push it around. Make sure that your back right here is all the way out, because there's a possibility that I've done it. I do this and I tie it up, and then my back, I have to pull on it to have it be as far down as you need it to where you don't lose your polyfill. I'm going to tie this up. Let's tie it up. Well, I said I'm going to tie it up. It's acted out. Okay. Now I'm going to tighten this as tight as I can get it. And then again, I'll notice that the hands are different, so I'm going to pull a little bit on this side to get it to move over. And the hands are a little different. I've got polyfill hanging out. I'm fussy. Most of the time, I would not even care about this polyfill poking out, but who knows, today may be different. I may just leave it alone. So there's your angel there. You've got it all worked out. Later on, I will clip these down. This will be clipped down when I get through it. When it's ready to be done, I will clip this off really close to the head. Make sure it's knotted good. So there's that one. This one's done, ready to go in to have its face and halo done. And that's pretty much all there is to it. That is all there is to it. You just put the arms on there, each corner. There's your bottom there. Again, I used a stencil to add something to it to where it wasn't just plain white fabric. You'll see as I do these different things that I've tried on the fabric, just to see if I liked it or if it was too much work, because I'm simple, guys. I kind of like my stuff simple. I have done, this is the first time I've done fabric angels in a long time. I got really burnt out. I can't even tell you how long ago it was. I'm having camera issues, guys. I'm having camera issues, guys. Let me see if I can get, there we go. Got really burnt out. I did pretty close to 1,000. And by that time, I was done. I had had it. I'd done all I could do. So here, we'll get this here. And that's how it's going to look. Just like that. These little arms. You know. Here we go. So that's how it look. Like I said, I will come in after I get his face and halo on. Hers is, and put a string right here, a thing of yarn right there with a tag on it. So let me get this one in the bag. I need to put this bag like I know, but sorry about all the rattling of the bags, guys. I know that's probably annoying. Let's stop trying to fall on the ground and make life easier. Okay, another white one. I did roses on this one. That one didn't show up for some reason. I think I tried a different color. I think I tried a yellow regular permanent marker on that, and it just didn't show up very well. But it's there. You can still see it. And dump it backwards. Get some polyfill. So how's your days going, girls? Doretha, how you doing? How's your daughter doing? But better yet, how's she doing? She doing good? Get this back in here. Angela, how you doing? I see that you said you're doing well. That's good. What are you up to while I'm making heads for Fabric Angels? Again, just tying the knot. Get this here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a few more here online. And then what I will do is I'll get all these done up. I will come back on and put the heads and halos on for you, so you can see how I do that. And then after I draw, so there will be 3 parts to the Fabric Angel videos. There will be a part where what I'm doing right now. Then there will be a part where I get the heads and halos on them, which all that's going to be is getting all this done like I have right now, and then getting my little stand out and putting, actually with fabric paint, putting the eyes and mouth on there, and then the halo on top of the head. And that's pretty much how these are done. I've got a pile over here to do, and if y'all would like to watch me, that I'm more than happy to leave this camera on. If not, just let me know in chat or, whatever. And but for right now, I think I'll just chat and show you what I've gotten done as far as the white ones go. Hold on a second, I just dropped them on the floor. Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Drop them on the floor. Let me put this fluff up there. Okay. Here's another one. Like I said, I did use permanent marker on some of these. I think what I'll do is I'll kind of go through what I've done so far with these white ones, and then I'll let y'all go. So this one's a permanent marker. This actually, I did this on the gel plate. I wanted to see what it would do, how it would do. I used it as a roll off. Yeah, I already tied this. I'm sorry I did, or it'd probably picture better than what it's doing right now. You have a blessed day too, Angela, and I'm glad you popped in for a little bit. And like I said, I will be making another video later on today. Blessings to you, girl. So this was done on the gel plate, so it was done with acrylic paints. I don't remember using anything other than the acrylic paints on this. I at one time tried to use the fabric. There is a little thing that you can add to acrylic paints They'll make it more fabric usable. I put it on my gel plate and I really didn't like the feel how it was working with the paint. So I didn't do that again. So this is just a roll off that I attempted to do on, you know, on the from the jelly plate. I don't like it, and I haven't done it again. And then again, another one, just using markers. I use whatever markers. They don't have to be fabric markers. I use, as long as they're permanent, that's what I use, because you never know where these are going to go or how they're, you know, once people get them, it's really hard. They're not really washable because of what they are, of how they're put together. If I sewed the heads on, they'd be better off. I think I did these with my metallics. I think. There's that one, angel. And there's that one there. You really can't see, but on the face and the hands and you really can't see the white markings very well at all. There's her legs there. It's really hard to see, but they are. I did do the hands and the face and the legs with a white permanent marker to where they would show up. I would do it differently now that I see how the white is showing up. I'd use a pink, or the brown would look too much. It'd just be too much, I think. Now, I did sit down at the sewing machine and I made some of these by sewing triangles together, making squares out of them. These, I think, once I put the head on them, let me show you this. They may be, I didn't bring them down as far as I should have. Because once I put the heads on them, those are going to kind of disappear into folds. I did a number of those. I did that one. I did this one. I did this one here. And they're off center because my being able to center is not all that good. So they are off center a little bit. That's okay. It's okay for me anyway. And then here's another one that I did. And this is using my scrap fabrics. Just putting scrap fabrics together in a design. Actually, it's a quilting design is what I'm putting it into, because I did put quilts together. And the last one that has any coloring on it would be this one right here. And those are all the white ones. The rest are just pieces of fabric that I've had, that I have put Jesus Loves You on them. The hands aren't even done. So I'm going to do that and get that all caught up. I will come back on later on, if not today, then tomorrow, show you how I put the faces on them, or I'll go ahead and do that and show them to you. And then as I'm showing you, I will also put on their strings and their little cards that I put on them. So y'all have a wonderful day. I want to thank you for coming and visiting with me a little bit today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all have a beautiful day and take care of yourselves. Bye now.